Welcome to Massive Beers. My name is Matt. We do beer stuff here. We're in the shed. We're actually in the shed. We're not complete. As you can see, there's still a lot of stuff going on, but I'm sitting on a couch. There's a coffee table here. I got a TV. We're getting there. We're getting closer. So, yeah, tonight's a lot of like reorganization, cleanup stuff for me. I bought a bunch of wood for doing the trim and the framing, all that stuff, but before I get into that, I'll do a beer review. I've been slacking on beer reviews because I've been working so hard in here. And stopped by a place today and I saw Dry Hop Pilsner. A little bit of Schilling up in this piece. Their Old Mission. Yeah, Schilling pretty much does no wrong. I mean, Alexander is great. Pretty much all the beers I had from them are quite fantastic. But you're talking about a 5.5% Dry Hop Pilsner. Month and a half old, not too shabby. And that'd be it. I don't think really they say anything else besides that. Pretty label, nice little kind of cherry blossoms. Kind of departure, I guess. The Schilling stuff, usually Schilling stuff is graphics. From what I remember, at least almost everything I've ever had. So to see actual photo, it's kind of weird, to be honest with you. But I ain't hating it. It is super hot in this shed. Man, last night, well, this thing's super insulated. I did a very good job proud of myself on that one. And it was warm today. It was like pushing 50, and I guess I had my heater going, but I didn't have it on super high, but still, it's like toasty in here. I kind of want a fan on, but anyway, yeah. Digging on the label. Digging on that beer. Look at that. Looks like a soft, hazy pale, man. You know, just a index finger of a white as white could be head with the soft, glowing, beautiful kind of yellow hue to it. That kind of soft, hazy pale, that thing you really kind of color you covet on something like that. So it looks way more like a Saison or a hazy pale than a Pilsner, but we ain't hating it. Let's see if we can get a nose in this sucker. Ooh. Yeah, there's this really nice spicy / citrus thing going on here, which I'm really, really digging. It does kind of come off a little Saison-y to me. I'm not going to lie, there's this peppery spiciness to it that kind of makes me think of Saison. But it really is this kind of pulpy, pithy, not overly bittering. Not that you know, perceive bittering your nose, but you get this perception of that. Or you can actually get bitter, you know what I'm talking about. Rusty. Not doing reviews in this space. A little off. And this nice kind of citrus component that's not overly sweet. That's the kind of key here. I think you get that kind of combination of that nice, taut, crackery maltiness, nothing too overly sweet, nothing wanting to be overly sweet, with this nice kind of hop addition that comes off bittering and spicy, but at the same time fruity, heavily citrus leaning. Just going to dive in. Cheers, y'all. That's delicious. That's so good. I just saw a ladybug. That's really, really good. That's like really good. It drinks light and clean like a Pilsner, but it doesn't have that snappiness of an Americanized Pilsner. Now this, you can see there's a decent amount of haze to it, whether that's from not being dropped out completely lager-wise or hefty dry hopping dosage toward there's particulate left over. It's going to add a softness to it, mouthfeel-wise. But you get a little bit back from this kind of snappy bittering from the hop in here. So the hop comes off almost like it's a combination of a bittering, old school bitterness with this little bit of woody characteristic, almost like it was a Foder beer. I think that's the hop, again, hop particulate here. I'm perceiving in that sense that I'm getting a woody component from it. But it's really nice, so it kind of loses a little on the Pilsner front from the actual body itself. Big that dry hopped, but it brings it back a little bit with that kind of bitterness and that little kind of my perception of like a woody component. But it finishes quick and really is this nice bouquet, would be the word I would use, of citrus fruitiness. There's a little bit of pineapple, there's a little bit of grapefruit, there's a little bit of orange, all those things in between. Nothing here is overly sweet. Nothing here is anywhere close to artificial. It comes off very much like a very nice, robust citrus kind of hoppiness without being overbearing. You have to remember, we're dealing with a low 5% ABV Pilsner here. So it could be really, really easy to get a little bit too aggressive on the hop front here and have this come off a little bit more kind of like showy on the hop sense of things. The beer itself, the malt that's in here, you're getting that crackery malt, marries well with that bittering from the hops, that little woody characteristic that all kind of merges together on one side and brings this really nice malt forward, hoppy beer. Again, I would go more pale ale or pale lager on this more than an actual like hopped up pills, but I think you're kind of splitting hairs at that point. But it's just a really well done, really drinkable, crushable, super effing tasty hoppy beer. Yeah. Yeah, it leans heavily on that super drinkability of what a Pilsner brings, and Schilling knows what they're doing when it comes to Pilsners, but brings this really new school with a very mature, old school kind of construction when it comes to the way the hops work in here, and a super delicious drinkable package. I mean, this is kind of like a go-to for me now. If I can find this kind of semi on a reg, it's going to be something I'm going to crush quite a bit. It's very, very tasty, and yeah, kind of like one of my favorite beers I've had as of late, to be perfectly honest with you. Yeah, Schilling, thank you very much for this. This is very tasty stuff. Yeah, I'm not sure what else to say other than if you dig on Schilling, you dig on lagers, but you like the new school kind of hoppiness, and you want them to show in the best way possible. That's kind of where this beer really kind of hangs its hat, in that it's ultra well made and just showcases the hops in a very new school fashion, but without stepping on old school tradition. If you dig hoppy beers, if you dig lagers, and you like everything in between, you're really going to love this beer. So there you go. Little review in the box. I'll make this officially the first review in here. I know I've done a bunch of these and they're in the construction period, but this place is feeling a little bit more like the studio, I think it is. So I think this is the first official review we're going to have in here. So hopefully it comes out okay. Schilling, let's talk about it. Have you been to the brewery? Have you had a bunch of their beers? Have you had this particular beer? If you have any of that stuff or anything in between, down there in the conversation box, it's called comments. Yeah, words are hard. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the review. Oh, Mount Rushmore, hoppy IPLs or hoppy small beers, yes. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the review. Hopefully enjoyed some Schilling. Hope to see you next time. Cheers, y'all.